essentially to kickstart people's property investing career, their journey. How much do you think we've sort of managed to achieve with this challenge? Do you think that we've helped you kickstart your journey?
Oh, definitely. Like I said before this Sunday, I'm so glad social media and Facebook.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. It's Peter here for our Cfwp Property Tuesday 7:30 chat. How is everybody? We've got a very special guest this evening. We've got Kenny Wong. Kenny, you say hi, please.
Hi, evening, everyone. Hello, guys.
Hi, guys. We have Kenny on tonight. And Kenny, as for those of you who don't know who Kenny is, Kenny has actually took part in our 7-day Property Business Builder Challenge a couple of weeks ago, and Kenny was the winner of the challenge. So Kenny has put in amazing efforts over the whole 7 days. He was very consistently getting actions done, consistently getting his message out. He was very active on social media, so we were very, very pleased about how much he's done over the 7 days. And yeah, that basically allowed him to win the 7-day challenge. So welcome, Kenny. Thanks for joining us. Really great to have you.
Very much. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely my pleasure to have you here as well. Good evening to everyone. Good evening to everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And Kenny, absolutely, I couldn't agree more with Istvan. Good evening, Shagar. Because you've been doing you've been amazing. It was a great job you've been done, buddy. So well done and congrats. And I hope we kind of made you a bit more famous like than you were before, because that is all about running a business. It's also coming with a lot of other things as well, like being active on social media and all kinds of stuff. So the people in this industry, because it's a small, not too small, but let's say it's a niche. People want in our rent to rent and property investing. So I hope people more know about you. But what we want to make sure tonight, people are going to know even more about you. So my first question, apart from the challenge, you've been doing great. So who is Kenny? And perhaps a little bit background about yourself, maybe.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me today, guys. Yeah, pleasure to be on here. Myself, I am a pharmacist and pharmacy manager by trade. For the past 10 years, I've reached the 10 years milestone, and have always been interested in properties. So I started back 5 years ago, and quite a few years back, before I got my own house, I just attended all these workshops and seminars in London and various places, and London Excel. It's always intrigued me. I just always wanted to learn more, and if I'm to go on the property ladder, I might as well learn a bit more about it before, or just make sure I spend a good chunk of money well. But that was well before any property training that I had. So I got my first house in Essex in Southend, and been working in the area for about 9-10 years as well. So hence I bought a house there. I know the area quite well. And until I've just been attending loads of these property seminars and workshops, and until recently, earlier this year, my journey was like, you know what? Now I've got my first house. I want to take on a couple of lodgers just to help with bills, and what's the next progression? And started to read quite a few books, number of books about properties, and to expand my knowledge, educate myself. And once I've read all the quite a few books that people regularly mention, and I thought, you know what? That's it sort of resonate what I didn't what I did before with the house. it's a good good way to get on a property ladder by taking on a couple of lodgers to help with bills and all that. But there's actually a whole wealth of knowledge on HMO. I didn't even know about HMO at the time, and that's exactly the kind of thing I was doing. And obviously, that really intrigued me. And so, there's so many free resources on the internet that you can read about, but then there's only so much that you can take on. So the natural progression from there onwards was to basically attend a property course, which I did back in August. There's quite a few strategies that exist that I've never ever heard of before, and they all made sense to me, especially something that I wish I knew before I bought my first house, and so I really wish I did. But now that with all the rent to rent, all the buy refurbish, refinance, and all the other very creative strategies in properties, I just really wish I knew before. But no, it's never too late to start in properties, and in fact, it's always a good time to start in properties. And there's so many creative strategies that works during any period of time. So hence I've gone to the training to learn more about rent to rent and some no money down strategies, and started a few months ago, and here we are.
Very good. Yeah, I think you're right. I think what you just said there, I think you don't know what you don't know. So going to training courses and doing reading just opens your eyes to different ways of doing things, right? So I think that's kind of what you alluded to there. So I think we were all in the same shoes, just a few years ago ourselves, with Peter and myself. I never heard of rent to rent. I didn't know such thing existed. And here we are talking about the exact same thing. And, that's how Peter and myself have built businesses around. So it's very much possible. And I think your example is a perfect one as well, Kenny, that, this very much works. We're going to ask you a little bit more about the challenge, Kenny, because obviously, excuse me, that's how we got to know each other through the challenge. So what made you join the challenge, and how have you found it? Because you've done really well, but sometimes what's on the surface is not necessarily what's underneath. We all know that. So if you could tell us a little bit about that, that would be very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. So so basically, attended training a few months ago and started doing the stuff that we're all taught. But what I find is that after a few weeks of learning all the stuff that we were taught, I just find ourselves, actually, you know what? I've got this folder or this thing, but I'm not doing much about it, and I'm certainly not doing enough. And I've heard of on Facebook, there's all these groups around, and there's always someone I know from the training that I knew, and he actually attended and finished some other challenges set by other groups, and like SA challenge, and I thought, you know what? And then I came across your group, and I recognized the name Istvan, because in one of my the property training, your name was actually mentioned. I thought, wait, is that the same person? And I realized, yes, it is. And there's something that resonates with me, and it's exactly it's the exact same thing, the exact thing that I think I need to sort of push myself forward, because it's all good reading all these books, it's all good attending all these courses, reading all the stuff about internet, and to educate yourself, and which I think is absolutely very important. But as soon as I saw this challenge thing, I thought, you know what, this is actually, that's what I need to sort of push myself to do a bit more, and because working a full-time job is very difficult to sort of structure your life around other things, like just being in starting my property journey. I just realized how much time I need to put in addition to what my job is, and having a structure, having a 7-day challenge definitely brings out the challenge, the drive to sort of do something about what I've already learned, and so I think it's immensely useful.
Great. Okay. And how have you found it? So what was your what do you think about the challenge itself?
Yeah, I think it's definitely out what I don't normally do, before the challenge, and I think this definitely give me a much better structure on what I should be doing every day. And I think mentioned in one of the posts, you know, this 7-day challenge is very good, but I think every week throughout my journey at the beginning should be a 7-day challenge. You know, so I think you use the daily schedule thing. That's definitely very useful. And I write down things that I need to do, things that I've done, and then like a mini celebration to, oh, you know, all the stuff that I've written down is all been done, and getting some leads and getting some you know, some conversations with landlords, and you know, it's a great feeling knowing that, you know, I've set myself a 7-day challenge after 7-day challenge, just to make sure I keep the actions going, keep the momentum going. And I think this is it, you have to keep the momentum going, just like after attending all the courses. You know, if you don't keep the momentum going, you know, you've got to have a strong why am I doing this, you know. And not only that, you need to have something to drive you, something in front of, well, to me, it's something in front of me to tell me exactly what I need to do every day. So yeah, this is how I you know, find the challenges.
Great.
It's quite valuable. It's very valuable to my journey.
Excellent.
That's great to hear, Kenny, because that's exactly was the reason why we did this challenge at first place, and that's exactly why was the reason why we planned this way, because I fully understand, and Istvan as well. When you go in these courses, mentorship and masterminds and all this stuff is all great because you learn a lot. I learned a lot myself as well. I didn't know 99% of the stuff I heard in the first free event when I was attending, but unfortunately something is missing. A lot of things missing, but something is missing from each of the, let's say, education company, or each of the course you can go, or each of the online courses, each of the book are great books out there. I love them. I wish I had more time to read more. Hopefully in Christmas time I will, but get back to the point. So it's a lot of great things you can learn, but what is missing is always the plan, to putting the plan together from the first step, after the second and the third, and so on. And this 7-day challenge, we told a lot of times, we mentioned a lot of times, it's worth, I'm not saying nothing, but it's not worth too much if you just lose after the 7 day. The 7-day challenge is every 7 day, is going around, is every 7 day. Just because we don't do the lives and the evening, the Q&As, it doesn't mean the 7-day challenge is stopped. And that's how people missing the point, because a lot of people been doing it, because we've seen, but not so many of you keep doing, apart from you, and I don't want to make other names. A few of you been doing still really hard on social media and looking for the deals, but most of you I never even heard about since then. So that's a great point as well. That's why you won the challenge. But very important question I wanted to ask: what was the hardest point? What was the hardest challenge you find in this challenge?
The hardest part, it's definitely things that I don't normally do, and things that's outside my comfort zone, and that is social media. I find that is the hardest bit, because I don't use Facebook much. I have Facebook, you know, I don't chat on Facebook with any friends or anything like that, you know, because we use WhatsApp, and it's just such a new thing to me, and I understand completely, and it makes sense, because, you know, when you're in all these other property groups, and there's always quite a few a dozen people who post regularly, and a lot of the time people say, you know, they say, you know, always post on social media, make yourself known, and because that's how you get yourself out there so that other people know about you, and that is completely new. You know, before my circle of Facebook friends only have like 100, no more than 200, I think. And then after joining the challenge, you know, it's all about adding people who are who's got the same interest in you, and because not only it's not just about adding friends on Facebook. You're also building a pool of potential investors, potential JV partners, and also people who's in the industry a lot longer than I have. People you can ask advice for, and the people who can signpost you to people who might know stuff that you don't know. And that all this new thing that I've been, I think, just is completely outside my comfort zone, and also let alone creating a profile page and joining other groups and posting on social media what you do. This is just, everything is new to me, and I think that was hard for me because it's outside my comfort zone. But at the same time, now that I've done it, I think I feel a little bit more comfortable about it now, and especially with people actually reacting to your post and commenting your post, and I think it's starting to enjoy doing that. So, but that was definitely the hardest bit for me.
Well, I think you made it look easy, Kenny, because I certainly wouldn't have picked you as someone who doesn't use Facebook. I certainly saw lots of your posts, and your posts were, I thought they were quite engaging. You were quite brave about where you posted as well. So you set up your business page, like you said, which is part of one of the steps in the challenge as well. So for me, it was really good to see how much effort you put into that. And we wanted to ask you to come on today because I know it's a hard step for a lot of people. It certainly was for me, and it was for Peter as well. Posting is bad enough when you're not really that sort of person. And then when you start doing things like this, you go on a live on Facebook, that's a complete other level. But I'm really glad you did. Hopefully that shows people that, this is the sort of thing that can be done as well. You can easily put yourself out there. And like you said, all of these will come with results in the end as well. Because it's not just, you're not just doing this because, you feel like posting on Facebook. There's an aim of your post. And all your posts you've done, you were showing people all the activities you were achieving, things that you're looking to do, which is, it's all great. You're showing people that you are out there, you're trying to make a better future for yourself. So it's really good. So I guess our aim with the whole 7-day challenge was essentially to kickstart people's property investing career, journey. How much do you think we've sort of managed to achieve with this challenge? Do you think that we've helped you kickstart your journey?
Oh, definitely. Like I said before, I'm so glad social media and Facebook. If I haven't come across the message that you guys sent, that I saw in a group, and I'll just be still doing what I've been doing in the past. Not before this challenge, ever since I've completed the training course, which is not much, and just in a short space of that 7 days, all the social media and all the likes and the size of my friends group, with just like definitely in excess of an addition of 800 people that I've added that are all property minded people or companies or some do some sort of property service. So all these network that I've expanded in a short space of 7 days, that's just amazing. Again, it's not something that I've never have done before. If I didn't do this 7-day challenge, there's so many new things, and even I've spoken to another person in the group. I think I'll say her name, Nadia, and then we had a chat the other day, and we were saying, again, we're starting in the property journey, and this challenge has really, made us, doing all this compliance things and the company and all that kind of thing. So it's definitely kicked my backside and kickstarted my doing more stuff. It definitely. So, and I'm sure that has helped all the other people I've spoken to as well. So definitely helped a lot.
That's good to hear. That's really good to hear. Good evening.
Good evening.
And that's really good to hear because just like when you first experienced, you don't need to scare. You don't need to scare about putting yourself out there. You don't need to scare about putting the first post. Honestly, I'm not a person who is very, very much worried about things. But when I first started to post around 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I fully understand. I didn't use a Facebook at all, so I didn't have account at all, and I had no social media connections. And I can fully understand your point, and also understand, because of this reason, I also understand why people so hard for them to start these whole things, because but that's what we try to tell people. It's not just a basic thing, that's a whole thing. So without this getting right, you're not gonna able to achieve, I believe strongly, not just in property, in any business, because this is a new age, it's a new the technology, and the social media pretty much dominate everything. So any business you want to build up, it's not just property. In any other business, you need to find your niche. So the niche in Facebook, you need to get you need to build your brand, getting around with people who in a similar mindset, and also in a similar niche in the industry, so you can help each other, you can trade with each other. It doesn't matter what industry, what business you're talking about. That's a huge and crucial step. And that's why we did the 7-day challenge. And that's why I'm always, and this one as well, we try to tell people how much is very important. Sometimes people think they can get away with it. Okay, I need to post. Okay, I'm not going to post. Don't worry. I do all the rest. But the problem is, all the rest worth nothing, literally nothing. All your plan, your business plan, even if you have a best mind and you can calculate the refurb cost one miles away from the house, because that's how good eyes you have, and you can calculate all the cost and all the refurb and everything, and you can put proper offers on the table, or even if you know all the contracts, it's all worth nothing if you don't use the social media rightly. And just get back to the challenge, because we really love, as much as you loved to get the good post, the good likes and the reviews, we love to hear as well. Thank you very much for saying you enjoyed it and it helped you. Could you please tell people what exactly you won?
Oh, I have won a 6 months mastermind program with you guys. And really looking forward to that. And well, actually, just to let other people know as well, I'm already getting the benefits because I had a lead from last week from estate agents and viewed the property yesterday, and already I'm getting some figures. And very grateful to you guys, both Peter and Istvan, that you guys are already helping me with how to negotiate what the figures, things to watch out for. And already I think I'm really feeling the benefit, and I feel it's just a lot safer as well to have someone to talk to, not just friends and family, but you guys in the property world for longer than I have, and just that extra bit of comfort makes me feel a bit braver in me taking the steps forward in my property journey. Again, that's something that really think that helps me to propel forward. Otherwise, I would probably be stuck in where I was a couple months back. So really looking forward to the mastermind sessions with other people as well. I've already had a chat with Nadia, and so looking forward to our face-to-face Zoom meetings with everyone and share our ideas.
We will.
Just got a comment here, so I'm just going to put it here. I don't know who posted it, but I'm going to try and track this person down. Guys, if you watching this live, there's a link right above the video. If you could click on that and just allow StreamYard to display your name, and then we can display your name sort of over there. Oh no, over there. But I'll see who this person is, and I can announce the name. I can't find it now, but anyway, thank you for commenting. So Kenny, can you see that? So congratulations. What's your strategy?
Thank you very much. Just join. Okay. My initial strategy would be rent to your HMO more specifically, and so that was what I've learned in my training as well. So I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to focus on it. Trying to already got some leads from my marketing. So that's what I'm going to focus on at the moment, and hopefully, just going to waiting to get my first deal. That's always going to be the most challenging and the hardest, and probably, or to me, I think the most scary thing. But yeah, really looking forward to it, and especially with these guys. That's my guardian angels. So hopefully, yeah, we'll get there. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Sorry, I can't see the comments for some reason, but now we can see. Fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, look, I mean, that's exactly what we're here to help you with this, Kenny. So and really good to see that you already got a lead, and we get to discuss a potential deal. So we've been through some of the details of that already. I think we just probably need to have a look at it a bit more detail, just to make sure it actually is a deal, and see how the numbers will stack up. So, but it's great to be in a position where you are already looking at a deal. So I think it's brilliant.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, what are the plans? What do you really want to get out of this sort of 6 months that we got with us?
Definitely gonna well, hopefully gonna get a deal. that's the ultimate plan. A few deals.
No pressure on us, right?
No pressure. Yeah. See, that's the whole point of the mastermind. It's accountability. Is make sure do the things, and and a kick in the backside every now and then. That's exactly what I need. Yeah. So definitely gonna refine my strategies, in terms of there might well be things that I'm not doing as well. I'm sure there are many things that I can refine and improve on. But because I've only been doing this quite recently, relatively, although I've already had some experience in managing tenants, because I took on a couple of lodges for some time now, and that's one thing that I want to expand on. So I can always look back and say, well, I've been doing this already, so I need to move. I need to move on. I need to step out of my comfort zone a bit more. And I think over the next 6 months, I'm definitely looking to step out of my comfort zones a little bit, a bit at a time, a little bit more. And I think in order to grow as a person and to learn new skills, being outside the comfort zone is definitely not too much, but just a bit outside, stretch myself a bit more. So long as I don't feel very comfortable, or I feel a little bit uncomfortable about doing something, that's in a complete new field, and I think that's where I need to be to sort of further develop myself over the next 6 months. So I'll be looking to do, looking for more things to do, looking for challenges, 7-day challenge every week, basically. And I think I think Tony's always been, Tony posted today and got his first deal, so congratulations again. And he mentioned last week about the Friday Fives, and had a chat with Nadia the other day as well. So I think that's a great idea. Again, accountability and keeping ourselves busy and keeping the momentum going, keep up with the actions. And I think that's exactly what's needed. And consistency would definitely be a key over the next 6 months on actions. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be tougher because, again, I'm doing 44 hours in my full-time job as well. And I think this is the perfect thing for me, because if I'm working full-time, before the 7-day challenge, when I get home, I'm like, well, I'm a bit too tired. I'm in my workplace. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to focus on work. But actually, you know what? Now, after this 7-day challenge and with all this accountability, I now know actually I can spare 20 minutes, half an hour during work time, during my break, and maybe half an hour after work to do certain things, be it small things like ring up 1 or 2 estate agents, or plan my day, plan the rest of the week, or add an extra thing or there to do, have a chat with estate agents and all that kind of thing. So that's going to be my structuring my learning curve, and also my plans would definitely be what we'll be doing the next 6 months for me, I think. Yeah.
Great plans indeed. I think it's right. I think what you're saying is exactly right. You do have to challenge yourself. Let's try not to get to a place where you feel overwhelmed. But a bit of a stretch is always good, because that's the way we grow. So don't worry, we'll help you with that, Kenny. That's fine.
Yeah, we definitely. A lot of people you don't know yet, and none of you know yet. But we're gonna make sure all of you all of you, not just you, Kenny, all of you who join us to the mastermind, because we appreciate as well, really appreciate the people joining us. Obviously, this is going to be our first mastermind. We had mentees before, but a lot of things going to come out, our courses, and this is our first mastermind. And it's very important for us to making sure all of you going to achieve exactly what you want to achieve. And we are really going to on it, and we're going to give extra time. We're already giving extra time to you, not just the time which we should. We give extra time to you just to making sure all of you gonna be succeed in any of your chosen strategy, and whatever your strategy is, we're always gonna make sure that strategy is suitable to you, to your circumstances, and also to your area. That's gonna be, but it's a different day and different time. But definitely in the next 6 months is very important. But it's also very important to know where you're gonna be in 5 years. So what is your ultimate goal?
Yeah. Well, ultimately, with rent to rent, I think that will just be my short to medium term strategy to build a cash flow to free myself from my job and to get my time back. That's the main thing for me. But ultimately, I would like to start owning properties, build my portfolio, definitely looking to joint venture with investors and with other property circle. And I think that's definitely the way ahead. And I mean, even at the moment, my marketing, I'm not just looking for rent-to-rent deals. I'm also asking people if they are selling a house or wanting to sell a house really quickly, or just trying to offer some creative strategies to help them as well. So right now, I'm also looking for deals where people are looking for motivated sellers, and when I do, obviously I can always collaborate with other people or sell them on, and have a chat with Peter and Istvan to say, oh, what am I going to do with this now that I found this? And but yeah, definitely building my my base of potential joint venture partners, and it's definitely something I will be looking to do, because I think that's building wealth steadily over a longer period, over the next 5-10 years. That's the way forward in a game of strategy, in a game of property as well. So hopefully I can move from full-time to part-time with the help of rent to rent, and then eventually, ultimately, getting full-time in property. So yeah, I think in my next 5 years, that would be where I would like to be. Get my first deal first, and then hopefully the next few deals next year, couple of years, go from there. But yes, ultimately looking to build portfolio and joint ventures with other people.
Sounds like a plan. We got Kurt, who's asked a question. He wants to know where you are, Kenny.
I'm based in Southend in Essex. Yeah.
So Kurt is not far from where I am. So Kurt, it's on the other side of London, so not close to you, I'm afraid. So with that, what you just said, Kenny, so obviously we got things that we got planned for the next 6 months, and you've got yourself a plan for the next 5 years of what you want to achieve. I'm not sure if you really thought about this, but can you see any real big obstacles for you to sort of achieve that? What do you think that is? If you had to sort of pick maybe one or two things, I'm sure there's, you know your life better than we will ever do. So, what obstacles do you see that you need to overcome? Because obviously that's something that's going to be your fight, basically.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, many obstacles, but I think the biggest one to date would be mindset, I believe. Right. Because I've yet to get my first rent-to-rent deal, I think fear is the biggest obstacle for me. I think it's all very good to have positive mindset, but also, if you can do you have the right mindset, you have the right thinking, you can be surrounded by the right people. However, if you don't take the positive action, then there's nothing. You can't progress. Basically, it's all very good to know and all this stuff. And I think that's exactly where this 6-month mastermind and 7 days challenge has really helped me. So at the moment I'm trying to if it's both Istvan and Peter as my guardian angel, I think that's definitely exactly the kind of thing I need to get me past the line to move forward. But definitely mindset and fear, because I'm completely new to property in this world. That was something I find quite difficult to hurdle over. But since then, since doing the 7-day challenge and having done and achieved what I've done so far, I just find things a lot more comfortable now. But whatever, this is rent to rent, and I'm sure that moving on to the next big thing is the same mindset will probably go through everyone's mind. If you're doing something new that involves a lot of money, there's always that fear that, oh, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing it with the right people? There's always that little voice in the back of mind to ask those questions. But I think with the right guidance and proper training, that can be overcome, and most importantly, having a positive mindset and also taking positive actions. I think that will be the way forward.
Yeah, I think I agree with that, Kenny. I think what you're feeling is exactly what most people go through. You're doing something new. It's not something you're used to, not something you've done a huge amount of. I think if you didn't have any fear, I think it'd probably be strange. I think it's kind of a natural thing to have, right? And that sort of, I wouldn't say it disappears completely, because obviously, no deal's ever 100% in terms of be 100% sure that it's going to make you the money you expect. But the more you do, the more confident you become. The more numbers you look through, the easier it becomes. The more floor plans you see, the quicker you pick out the ones that are good and the ones that are not. It's just one of those things. It comes with experience. And right at the start, I think it's a completely natural thing to feel the way you feel. So don't worry about that. I think that's something that will eventually will go away.
Yep.
It will definitely. So one of the hardest thing you already done. The hardest thing, doing things which you don't like, and it's not in your comfort zone. So that's the hardest thing. If you really hate something, we always tell to people, that's gonna set you apart from people who fail. You're doing things which you're not comfortable with, which you don't like, and you're doing it. That's the hardest thing to do, and the most uncomfortable thing to do. And when you're doing it, that's gonna set you apart from anybody else who are not willing to or able to, or maybe just lazy to do all these things. So it's you've already done a biggest step. All you need to do just making sure, and we're gonna help you in this, making sure you keep doing what exactly you're doing now, and you see you're gonna find the first deal, and you're gonna be happy, and after the first deal you're gonna find the second one and the third one, and once this happens, you are able to leave your job, or at least get back part-time, and again 2-3 deals and leave your job and become full-time. And we had just a discussion just before the live. Kenny just told me about his great leafleting campaign, which is great. We're doing leafleting as well. It's a great way to find direct to vendor leads, and he just told me about one of his leaflet, which is more you targeting more rent to rent landlords, and someone just offered you the landlord want to sell the property with, let's say, around roughly 10% discount. And I just told Kenny it's not going to be issue very, very soon. It's not going to be issue for too long, let's say, put it this way, because in a few months from now, maybe in 6 months of the year, you're going to do everything. You're going to go rent to rent, you're going to do buy to let, buy to HMO, you're going to have investors who want to investing in you, and all this kind of stuff. So it's not going to be issue too long to refuse a deal, let the deal slip from your hands, because you're just not ready for that. It's too big for you, maybe to offering anything. You haven't got money, or putting on that kind of strategy, or you haven't got enough investors yet. But it's going to be changed very, very soon, and all the stuff you're going to learn during the way until you build up your rent-to-rent portfolio, you will see it's not going to be so much different to go to the buyer side either. We're buying now properties on a weekly basis, and to be honest, it's not so big different like I thought it will be. So I think you are on a very, very good road, and just keep doing this. We always asking the last question, which would be, what was your best and the worst decision you ever made?
Yeah. Well, the worst decision, I would say, buy my house in where I am right now. Definitely. If I actually like all the property courses and all that kind of, because now that I've embedded my chunk of deposit in here, just imagine how many rent-to-rent deals I could have done with that deposit. But say and Southend is not exactly a cheap area, it's next to 20 miles away from London, and a typical 3-bed house is 300, something. So that's way too expensive for buy, refurbish, refinance for a house. So I wish, if I knew all this property stuff in my head like a few years back, I wish I bought a house. Well, using a buy, refurbish, refinance method somewhere up north, and move up there. That's so I really wish I'd done that. But hey ho. Rent-to-rent works everywhere. That's what
hindsight's a beautiful thing, isn't it, Kenny? And it's not always easy to have when you need it.
Yeah. So
still not too late. Yeah. Not too late.
My best decision, I would say, definitely getting into property and reading a book. Well, first of all, I'm a pharmacist, so my natural progression as a pharmacist would be to get a prescribing qualification. So I'm actually a prescriber myself. So I've done that. So I have to make a decision to whether to continue to pursue a career and sacrifice more of my time and getting myself stuck further into the world into the profession, or do I actually make a change in my life and get myself into property. So I've made a decision to get myself into property. And so instead of, I actually had a job offer which I turned down, because I know that if I hadn't went to a new job, then I will be spending the next 3-4 months learning the job, whereas I could spend the next 3-4 months learning about property and starting my property journey. And that's exactly what I've done. And I actually don't regret that, because again, I'm just looking at making the decision with the end in mind. Where do I want to be in 10, 15, 20 years time? Do I want to continue to be an employee for the rest of my life? Do I want to work for someone for the rest of my life and not having my time to myself? Especially for everyone who wants a good book to read, I'm sure a lot of people have mentioned already, this book I read about called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, I think. That definitely confirmed what I thought, and that has really helped me to make the decision to get into properties. And unless I want to forever be stuck in a job, or job, just over broke, forever, then I've got to make some difference. Got to make a choice, make a difference, and I've made a decision earlier this year, and I'm going to stick to it. And I think that's going to be the best decision that I've made, and we'll continue to work on it. And I think that's going to be the way forward to, if I want to change my life for the better, with the end in mind. Yeah.
Very good, very good. It sounds like you've gone through a bit of a mindset shift already, Kenny. So I think you are definitely on the right path.
Yeah.
It's not an easy transition to make from a job to what you're looking to do, but I think it starts with the mindset, definitely. So if you haven't got the right mindset, it's probably never going to happen. But I think you are on your way, which is good to see. So so I think we're going to have an easy job, Peter, for the next 6 months. Kenny's going to be like a breeze.
Yeah, I know.
No pressure, Kenny.
No, it's great.
Look forward to working with you guys, definitely, and with the other people as well, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really looking forward to it, Kenny, for sure. Right, so that's we haven't got any more questions from us, but look, we just wanted to have a little bit of a chat with you let other people also hear about you, a little bit of you, because you know, I think a lot of people have seen your post during the challenge, but it's always nice to put you know, that sort of live face in front of people, and you know, they could ask a question and just sort of get a feel for what Kenny really is all about. So I really appreciate you coming on today, Kenny. I know it can be a bit nerve-wracking, but I think you have done brilliantly today. So fantastic job on the live as well. So thanks again. No, you weren't too shaky. Don't worry, you were fine. So yeah, thank you, Kenny. Thanks for everyone for watching.
Thank you very much.
We will be back next week again, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks very much, guys. We'll sign off now. Cheers. Bye.